How do you like Allen's chances of running a lot here in this game, Sal? It's such a weapon, a feature that teams don't often have to face week to week. It's all on the line here. We're looking at some of the props earlier, 38 and a half yards. I mean, I guess some of it depends on his foot, but I mean, it's all out here, right?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I actually went and did the math earlier this week about other teams' quarterbacks running against the Jags, and there have been some pretty decent games. Now,
Mahomes. Mm-hmm.
Mahomes ran for 60. There were a couple others in there, like Cam Ward, I think, had like a 20-yard day. Not huge numbers. There was a 40-yard day in there maybe from somebody. I can't remember who it was. So I went back and looked, and it felt like a lot. I actually added it up, and it added up to something like high 200s, like total yards given up. So then I went and looked and literally put in like most rushing yards given up by a quarterback, against opponents this year. And the Jags aren't even that high, to be quite honest with you. But they have given up some. Like the Bills are higher than the Jags. If you guys remember, early in the year, that really hurt the Bills. Earlier in the year, the Bills gave up a lot of third down scrambles, whether it was, New Orleans or even Tua escaped a couple times.
Yep,
Remember that?
yep,
You remember the big one by Lamar? They've been better at that later in the year. But it feels like part of the reason why it feels like the Jags give it up because they don't give up to running backs. They don't give up a lot of yards to running backs. And sometimes by necessity, the quarterback becomes more of the runner that has to do a little bit more to keep the offense moving a little bit. So I do think, Mike, to answer your question, that could very well be something the Bills lean into this week because if the Jags are going to try to shut down James Cook and really concentrate on that, then I think the Bills have to have a way to run the football outside of him to keep them honest, and that would have to obviously include Josh Allen.